Staying neutral. The US has long maintained that it is neutral when it comes to territorial disputes. China is one claimant, while Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei are among the other claimants. The US Secretary of State reiterated this stance in January.
Let me emphasize again, the United States does not take sides on the sovereignty questions underlying the territorial disputes. We ask that all parties clarify their claims under international law, that they exercise restraint, and that they adhere to peaceful and diplomatic ways of addressing disagreements.
But as part of Washington's pivot to Asia, the US has reinvigorated a security alliance with the Philippines and is helping it modernize its navy. On June the 18th, 2 US aircraft carriers began conducting air defense drills, sea surveillance, and long-range strikes in the Philippine Sea. The timing of this coordinated operation comes just ahead of an upcoming verdict by the Hague-based Permanent Court of Arbitration on the South China Sea case brought by the Philippines against China. In the meantime, the US has kept up its accusations against China as a source of anxiety in the region.
China's actions in the South China Sea are isolating it at a time when the entire region is coming together and networking. Unfortunately, if these actions continue, China could end up erecting a great wall of self-isolation.
In December 2014, the US State Department issued a 26-page memorandum concluding that unless China revised its claim, it's not in accordance with the law of the sea. Senior American officials have claimed that the US will strive to uphold the rule of law in the South China Sea. China has reiterated its stance on settling the South China Sea dispute between China and the Philippines through bilateral negotiations. Experts believe the US's recent actions could further provoke regional tensions and hurt efforts to resolve the ongoing disputes.
The US has pledged not to take sides on the South China Sea issue, but its approach towards the issue has changed a great deal since the 1990s, from neutrality to limited interference, and now to active intervention by taking sides. In fact, the US actions are causing the most trouble.
The US is accusing China of militarization in the South China Sea, while it has repeatedly sent military vessels and aircraft on surveillance missions, which China sees as acts of provocation. Beijing hopes Washington will honor its commitment of not taking sides on the South China Sea issue. The arbitration case could perhaps be a good place for the US to start.